Welcome back to the show, guys. Today we have a super budget-friendly AM32 controller made by 9iMod. This is an 80 amp ESC that is a brushless Outrunner. It comes with your programmer and a motor. I paid $60 for this one. I did order two more, one being an 1800. And I got that one on sale for like 50 bucks Canadian. Is it too good to be true? Oh. At that price? Let's find out. I've been upgrading this truck like crazy, and at 3,000 subscribers, one lucky person's gonna win it. It's got tons of brass, it's got a Fusion SE, and an AGFRC 45 kilogram brushless servo. Ooh, mama! So we have AM32, which has a Rhino crawler ESC and motor in it. The more expensive S20 brushless system in here, the RM S20. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this into that motor to see how well that performs, to see if there's any differences on this ESC versus that ESC. The specs on this one claim to be the same as this ESC with a 10 amp BEC on it, good up to 6S. And yeah, 8.2 volt BEC. So that's pretty powerful. The funny thing is when I went in to do all the programming on this, because I've already programmed it, it came up as Injora 100 amp ESC, which I thought was interesting. So we'll see. The other thing is on these ESCs, even the Rhino crawler, I think it's more for packing wise, but the shrink wrap, it's not a good idea to keep the shrink wrap on top of the heatsink, because the heatsink's not doing its job in releasing the heat. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut around the heat shrink here, and we're going to allow that heat sink to breathe. So all we have done here is we've just taken the plastic off of it. It's quite thick plastic, but we've taken that right off of it so that the heat sink has somewhere to disperse its heat to. That way you won't get any overheating issues. So now that we've got that done, we can plug that directly into AM32, and we'll give her a run. Okay, so we got the battery and everything hooked up here, so we're just gonna go ahead and turn her on. To turn it on, you do have to hold the button down. It's not like an instant power on. Well, she works, so that's good. All right, let's go take her down to the course. We're not going to do anything like super crazy. This is just a run through to see how she performs. Oh, did my battery just die? I think this is the same battery we were using yesterday. Okay, we just swapped out the battery because that other battery pack was from the truck we were running yesterday. So we just popped in a 4S. Does have a bit of a whine to it. But it's not too bad. All the electronics are just kind of hanging in there, so bear with me here. I mean, a cheap ESC, like this is cheaper than a 1080 in a motor or a Fusion, or like that's ridiculous. And it seems to be doing its job how it's supposed to. Kind of get that up out of the way there. It's powering my servos just fine. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this. I mean, even the ESC at 50 bucks would be a good deal, but it came with a motor too, so. I was thinking on putting one of these into my Capra, because right now it's running a Castle slate motor, and I would definitely get more smoothness on crawling than I would with a Castle, because it's only got like 4 poles. So I'm literally seeing nothing wrong with this. Yeah, it's a good ESC. Let's take a check on the temperature here and see how it's doing. It's warm, but it's not like hot. And that's running on 4S and slow syn mode, so that's probably where it's supposed to be at. And this motor is an 1800 kV. So actually I have this tuned for a 2200 because we're going to be running the other motor, but you can see this is obviously, it's not having an issue with this. All right, I'm going to call that good on this motor. So I may actually have a clearance problem putting in the other motor. Now, this motor here is actually about 1 centimeter shorter than this one. So this motor would literally stop where the red starts here. However, this motor does have an angled end on it, so that might actually just be enough. We're going to find out though. I got to tell you guys, that is a tight fit. That is just not touching, like literally just like not touching at all. I did have a little bit of issue to do with mounting the cords in there. Just on the placement for this chassis. So I actually have it running underneath and then it's going to come up. So if I was going to keep this in place, I would be zip tying it to this part of the frame as it is coming in between two drive shafts here. So I got the upper and then I got the lower there. So yeah, it would definitely be zip tied. But other than that, that's a really, really close fit. But it's in there. So, you know, that's good. We've zip tied all those loose wires together. So, all right, so this has got the 2250 motor in there. We're going to see exactly how well it works. Okay, so definitely got drag brake. Could it be that we have found something good for very, very few dollars? I mean, this seriously would drop your build cost down by like $150. Well, at least for this one anyway. That's a lot of money for Canadian. Okay, let's run her down the same run here. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much of a problem with this at all. Like, at all. Fairly decent binding up. That's the stoppage you seen there earlier was due to the rear tire folding over on itself. This is just for testing purposes. The truck's not even balanced right now, so don't worry about it. All right, I think we're going to call that there. Well, I'm impressed. You get a motor, the programmer, and the ESC for like $50 to $60 on sale. You literally can't beat that. I ran that in sine mode for several minutes. That's generally what ends up heating up your system. The heat sink got hot, not overly hot, but it was definitely warm, like just above warm. But that's running it in that mode for several minutes. On regular crawling adventures, you normally don't have it down in that area for that long. It's usually maybe a minute or two tops, not like 4 or 5 minutes. It does have a thermal cutoff that you can turn on. We did find out that the voltage cutoff works, so there was no issues there. Wasn't particularly whiny. The motor worked as expected, or if not better. So was it worth it? Absolutely. I'd give that a 10 out of 10. Like, that's ridiculous. I ended up ordering another 3 of those because like it's just, that's ridiculous. How they make money on that, I have no idea. But that is an excellent value for sure. So if you were thinking about getting one, or you've seen this video and you want one, I'll put up the link in the comments or in the description, sorry. And yeah, go out and get one. Just pick what motor you want and go with that. This was using a 2250. I did order a couple of 1800s, as I find the 1800s have a little bit more torque depending on what you're using them for. So yeah, awesome. Awesome. All right, until next time.
I forgot.